Greetings to all of my Habitat friends and partners from Habitat headquarters in Americus, Georgia. I hope the new year has gotten off to a good start for all of you there in your local area. 1990 is going to be the best year ever in Habitat for Humanity. We've already had some good years. 1987 was the first year that we were able to build 1,000 houses in a year. And last year, 1989, we were able to go over 2,000 houses. But this year, in 1990, we're projecting that we will build 4,300 houses. That's 12 houses a day, or a house an hour for every daylight hour of the day. That's a real milestone. And I hope all of you take tremendous joy and are excited, as I am, in knowing that we are going to be able to do that in this work of Habitat for Humanity. We're going to build 1,000 houses just in one place this coming year. In the Mesquital Valley, about 100 miles north of Mexico City, we're going to put up 1,000 houses in the next 12 months. We're going to build over 1,000 houses in the United States and Canada this year. That'll be a milestone. The first time ever we've built that many houses just in North America. Some projects are going to build a great number of houses. For example, Orange County affiliate in Orange County, California, with the help of the Fieldstone Company, are going to be able to build about 50 houses. Charleston and Sumter, South Carolina, two projects that have been very adversely affected by Hurricane Hugo. They are going to build 80 houses. That's the projection of what we're going to be able to build there. The project in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada is building a great number of houses this year. Of course, Atlanta and Charlotte, two affiliates that we're so proud of, are building huge numbers of houses. Charlotte is probably going to hit 100 houses this year in terms of the total houses built. Kansas City, Missouri, in 1989, started their 50th house, and they're starting into their second decade of building. Right across the border in Kansas, Kaw Valley Habitat for Humanity has got exciting plans underway. San Antonio, Milwaukee, that had the Jimmy Carter Work Project last year, they're continuing to build, full of excitement, and we're so proud of them. Habitat for Humanity of Wake County in North Carolina. I could name affiliate after affiliate after affiliate. But whether you're building 10 houses this year, or 1 or 2, it all adds up to make a total in all of over 1,000 houses that's going to be built in 1990. This year, in 1990, we're going to have the biggest Jimmy Carter Work Project in the history of Habitat for Humanity. We're going to take probably over 2,000 builders and helpers to Tijuana, Mexico, San Diego, California. And in the third week of June, we'll put up 100 houses in Tijuana and 5 houses in San Diego in just 5 days. We're going to have simultaneously a walk from Los Angeles and Pasadena down the coast to San Diego and Tijuana. And there may be those of you who are watching that would like to participate in either the Jimmy Carter Work Project or the walk from Mexico. So that is 2 more exciting events which are coming up. We're going to have the simultaneous house raising week. If you haven't already made your plans to be a part of house raising week, get in touch with Rick Hathaway, Director of Affiliates for North America. Let Rick know how many houses you want to build, renovate, repair, dedicate, break ground for during that third week of June. So this year of 1990 is going to be a watershed year, a milestone year, a tremendous year. And I just want you to know how excited I am about it, and I hope that all of you there are making plans to fully participate in this tremendous year that's ahead of us. Now, I want to remind you of some things which are so important and central in the work of Habitat for Humanity, and I want you to keep these things in mind throughout this year, which is just ahead of us. First of all, and most important, Habitat for Humanity, as you know, is a Christ-centered work. We say in Habitat that we are openly and unashamedly a Christian organization. The first and most important purpose of Habitat for Humanity is to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ by building, renovating, and repairing houses for God's people in need. Now, Habitat is not a church. I jokingly tell audiences, probably a lot of you have heard me in a regional meeting or at a church or some Habitat function say that we have no doctrine except that you should have a Habitat bumper sticker on your car, and if you don't have it, you're living in sin. But we are a servant of the church, and we are openly and unashamedly a Christian organization, ecumenical, interdenominational, interracial, bringing black and white, rich and poor, conservative and liberal together in a specialized ministry of building houses, renovating houses, repairing houses to the glory of God and for the cause of Christ. Now, of course, we welcome people to be involved in Habitat who are coming from another motivation. I know there are many Jewish people involved in Habitat. There are people of other faiths. There are people who are not sure what they believe. They are welcome. Habitat is big enough to embrace and include people coming from many different orientations and backgrounds. But the organization itself, the leadership of Habitat for Humanity, we are committed to proclaiming Christ in the houses we build. We give a Bible at every house dedication service. We share the faith motivation of Habitat and keep that in mind throughout this year. That is the foundation stone on which this ministry is built, and we must never forget that. In regard to being ecumenical, I want to ask you in terms of your own local affiliate, do you have all of the different churches in your community involved in your work? Or are you primarily a group of Presbyterian churches, or primarily Baptist, or primarily Episcopalian, or primarily Roman Catholic? Let's try to bring in all of the different churches. What about minorities? Do you have a lot of black folks in your community, but not very many of them involved in Habitat? Hold some meetings in a black church. What about other racial groups, other minority groups, Hispanics? Let's make sure that Habitat is inclusive and brings everybody into the picture and get them involved. I want you to remember and be reminded throughout this year that Habitat is about building simple houses. As I've traveled around the country, I frankly have been a little concerned about some of the houses that some of the affiliates are building. It's sort of stretching the definition to say they're a simple house. We want to build basically a house, a three-bedroom house, for example, which is 1,000 square feet, one bathroom, no carports, solid, good construction. We never want to skimp on quality. We build simple but good and solid houses. You will be receiving, if you haven't already received it, a plan book from Rick Hathaway from the affiliate department here in Americas, a plan book which gives you some plans which are within the guidelines of Habitat for Humanity. Use that plan book. The operations manual, it's going to be updated and will have guidelines on the size houses you should build. Don't be afraid to choose truly needy families. I've seen some affiliates choosing some families that are kind of on the border of whether they really needed our help or not. I'm so proud of what you've done. I've seen literally hundreds of families who were chosen, and I felt that the choice was so wise. I was recently in Columbus, Mississippi for the new affiliate there, and I was so proud of how they had chosen their first family. They chose an incredibly good family, one that was truly needy, a family that was willing to put in their sweat equity hours. So let's build simple houses this year. If you build a simple house, it costs less money. You'll have more money to build another house. It takes less time to build a simpler house. You've got more money left over to build still another one. And then, because it's a simple house, the family can afford the payments. And you are not putting a burden. We say we want the houses to be a joy to people and not a burden on their backs. So keep that very much in mind throughout this coming year. I want us to remember our policy on government funds. You know, we say in Habitat for Humanity that we rely on God's people to furnish the money. We have a basic policy of not accepting government funds for the building of houses or for the administrative expenses of Habitat for Humanity. We recently clarified our policy at a midwinter board meeting of Habitat International here in Americas. And at that meeting, we clarified our policy on government funds, and we said that you can take government funds for things like land or streets, sidewalks, to purchase old houses which you can renovate if those government funds do not violate any of Habitat policies or principles. But you should not, and you will be violating the covenant if you take direct government funding for the building of houses or the repairing or renovating of houses. We want to challenge the churches. We want to challenge people of faith. Habitat is a ministry not only to those who don't have shelter, but it's a challenge and a ministry to those who are able to help, those who have a little too much or a lot too much, who can be challenged to contribute out of their excess to help those who are in need and who don't have enough. I want you to remember throughout this coming year that we are a faith ministry. We want to always move on faith. And if we move on faith, God will move with us. Don't sit back and wait until you have all of the money in the bank to start some houses. As you've heard me say, those of you who've heard me speak, even a bunch of pagans can build houses if they got money in the bank. If you get a big contribution, resist the temptation to set up an endowment. We don't believe in traditional endowments in Habitat for Humanity. Don't buy some stock and then live off the interest and build houses out of the interest. The houses we build, that's our endowment. Let the people live in the endowment, and as they pay the payments back, then that money is used and is recycled to build still more houses. I want you to remember throughout this year about tithing. You know, the covenant says that tithing is expected. Tithing is not required, it's expected. And of course, if someone gives you a gift and they say to you, we don't want this money to go outside of our city or our county, then of course you should respect that. But insofar as possible, all of the contributions that are made to your local affiliate and the house payment should be tithed to Habitat International, and that money will be used to build houses overseas. I'm proud and happy to tell you that in 1989 we went over $1 million for the first time in the history of Habitat in terms of the tithing money which was paid into Habitat International. You can choose a sister project. Many affiliates do choose a sister project. Selecting one particular project overseas that you want your tithe money to go to. Others decide that they want to leave it up to Habitat International's discretion on where to send it. You can choose one project to get your tithe money this year and choose another one for next year. And we can put you in direct contact with those organizations overseas, and they can keep you abreast of how your money is being used and what houses are being built with your tithe money. I want to remind you that there is a regional director in your area. Work with that regional director. Get to know that regional director. Those are committed folks, and you work with them. If you have questions, they can come and see you, and they can help you. They are there to be of service to you. Remember that every year we have a regional meeting. Every single year, during one particular month of the year, there's a regional meeting, and your covenant says that you are expected to send at least one representative to that regional meeting. We have workshops, we have seminars, we have general sessions. I speak at a lot of those regional meetings. David Rowe speaks at a lot of those regional meetings. Other people from Habitat International headquarters are there. You can get a lot of inspiration, a lot of information, a lot of ideas. And I would urge you not to send the expected one person to the regional meeting, but take even several carloads. The people will be turned on, and they will be excited, and they will be more involved and more important to you in your local work if they go and get turned on. Now, I want to tell you about our Covenant Church program. A lot of you are already very involved in this, but others are not. We have this Covenant Church program that is run by Kim Wilson, a fine young woman here in our international headquarters, and Kim can give you full information about how to challenge and get all of the churches in your area involved in supporting your work, praying for your work, contributing financially, sending volunteers. We have a lovely certificate which we can make available to churches that become covenant churches. So please, if you're not involved, write Kim Wilson, write to me, write Rick Hathaway, get in touch with your regional director, and get that program started in your local area. Now, I want to say a word about campus chapters. We have a new man who is our director of our campus chapters program. His name is David McDaniels. He was the Protestant chaplain at Ithaca College in Ithaca, New York. He started the campus chapter program at Ithaca, and David is now on the job in Americus, an incredibly talented man, a skilled builder, a very fine speaker, a committed Christian man who is excited about the campus chapters program. Do you have a college in your area? Do they have a campus chapter? If they do, make sure that you're utilizing those young people. They can raise a lot of money for your work. They can give you a lot of volunteers. But if you don't have a campus chapter, get in touch with David McDaniels or your regional director and get one started. We have them in colleges, universities, seminaries, and even in some high schools. Now, I want to remind you and tell you about something which is coming up a little ways off, but it's an incredibly important program that is so important to the overall ministry of Habitat for Humanity and to your local affiliate. I'm talking about the 15th anniversary celebration of Habitat for Humanity. Now, that celebration is going to be held in Columbus, Ohio on the weekend of September 26, 27, and 28, 1991. We are expecting thousands of people to be there to help us celebrate 15 years of this ministry in Habitat for Humanity. But how we are going to get to Columbus is unique, and it's going to be an exciting adventure that we're going to have. Starting around the perimeter of the United States and even extending up into Canada and down into Mexico, 15 weeks prior to the 15th anniversary celebration, we are going to start blitz building houses. We're going to put up 1,500 houses in 15 weeks and raise $15 million, and we hope to pass through all 50 states. Simultaneously, we'll be doing blitz building overseas and all of the projects around the world. Many of you have already written to us here in Americus and told us that you want to be involved and participate in the 15th anniversary celebration. If you haven't written to us, write to us, get information, get involved, get on board. That's going to be the most exciting, the largest, most incredible event in the life of Habitat for Humanity. As you know, the goal of Habitat for Humanity is to eliminate poverty, housing, and homelessness. And the way we're going to do that is by making shelter a matter of conscience. We are building hundreds and thousands of houses all across the United States and Canada and around the world. But in addition to that, we put on those special events like House Raising Week that we're going to do this year, the Jimmy Carter Work Project, and the big Blitz building in 1991 in connection with our 15th anniversary celebration. But this business of letting the world know what we are doing is so very important. And in that connection, my wife Linda and I have worked a lot of this past year on a new book, which is going to be entitled The Excitement is Building, the same name of the video, which is about House Raising Walk 88 and the Jimmy Carter Work Project in Atlanta, which was held in 1988, where we built 20 houses in a week. But this new book is going to come out in May or June of this year, and we'll be sending a complimentary copy to each affiliate around the country. But in that book, there is a chapter about dreams coming true. And that's what Habitat is. It's bringing this whole concept, not just thousands of houses, 4,300 houses this year, 1,000 houses in the Mesquite Valley, 1,000 houses all across the United States, but it is building houses for real people who are in real needy situations, and it's making it possible for their dreams to come true. I received a letter right after the first of the year from my good friend Judy Lococo, who is with Bay and Valley Habitat for Humanity in San Jose, California. And Judy sent along with that letter a copy of a newspaper article that appeared in their local paper, the San Jose Mercury News. And the title of that article is, "This is a Dream." And the first paragraph of that article reads, "Jose Camarena broke down and cried over his happy twist of fate. He, his wife, and 4 children who are being evicted from a 2-bedroom ramshackle house on a dirt road in Alviso had just learned that they will be able to own a brand new home. This is a dream I've had my whole life, but I never thought I'd be able to own a home," Camarena said. That's what Habitat for Humanity is about. It's enabling people to have their dreams come true. For those of you who've seen that video I referred to just a moment ago, The Excitement is Building, you know about Evelyn Jackson, who made that emotional speech in Atlanta about the houses being all of their dreams for tomorrow coming true. And that's what Habitat's about, just bringing those dreams to life, and it's affecting and impacting the lives of real people. And in your area, that's what you're doing, and that's why this is so important. It's the love of Christ made incarnate. It's love between the mortar joints. It's going out with real people, meeting other real people, and helping them at that point of need. I got a letter right before Christmas from another person. This was a young man, a boy, whose name is Ryan Brown. I want to share his letter with you. He says, "Dear Millard and Linda Fuller, Hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I thank you for bringing Habitat down in the Keys, because me, my mom, and my brother, and my cat got the first house in Key Largo, Florida. Yours sincerely, Ryan Brown. P.S. I'm 11 years old. That's what Habitat for Humanity is about. It's making dreams come true for a little boy and his cat, getting them a good house to live in. And for somebody whose house has been condemned, and a father who loves his wife and loves his children, he doesn't know what to do or where to go. And Habitat for Humanity comes along and says, we'll build a house for you and with you. And the house gets built and a dream comes true. I want to tell you right here at the beginning of this new year that we are going to have a great year. And I also want to tell you that what you are doing is so very important. This work of Habitat for Humanity is close to the heart of God. Do it well. Praise the Lord and thank Him for everything. Know that all that you do is deeply appreciated, so deeply appreciated by so many people, and especially by all of us here in Americas at the international headquarters of Habitat for Humanity. Have a great 1990. God bless you all.